first time on the channel, I come to you exactly every day to make sure you know credit like it's your child's name. Okay, so if it's your first time on the channel, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, please. And thank you. It means a lot to our organization, myself, that you would subscribe, which is how we built the fastest credit channel in the nation. I'd also appreciate to put comments below if you have any questions where you're like, you know what, I love this video, I appreciate this video. That supports the channel by you putting comments and hitting a thumbs up and turning on your bell notification, because if you want to learn something, the more you do it, the better you get. The more you watch the videos, obviously, the better you're going to get, the more educated you're going to get about how credit works in general. So let's jump right into it and let's talk about business credit in general, okay? What is business credit and what is personal credit, and what are really the differences? Today, I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to set up your business, the simplicity of it, and really some things you need to know about your credit in order to start getting business credit cards and funding, okay? So the first thing we're going to talk about is what is a PG, okay? So a lot of people are asking, I don't understand this acronym PG. That's a personal guarantor. Most businesses will ask for a personal guarantor, okay? Now, the reason for that is because they need to be able to secure the loan or the credit card with something, okay? Let's say you got a brand new business, even if you got a business that's 10 years old, okay? Generally, unless you're Facebook, Google, or Uber, they're probably not going to give you funding based on what they call a standalone. And a standalone means just off the business credit itself, an established multi-million, billion-dollar company, they are going to pull, even my company, they pull my social to get business credit. So if you're trying to get business credit cards, we'll talk about some of the different loans, and then I'll give you 5 tips of how to actually open up a business account. It's so simple, and then what you need on your credit report to be able to get funding right away, okay? But the first thing you need to know is that a personal guarantor is required, okay? Even for myself. If I want to get business funding, they're going to pull my social. Now, generally, you are going to want to be at a 670 credit score, okay? So I'm going to show you some things you can get with a little bit less of a credit score, but generally anything over 670, you can start utilizing and leveraging more business credit and stop the personal credit. I'm going to tell you really quickly, here's like a little gem right here. If you're a lender, would you lend higher amounts to a business or would you lend higher amounts to a person? Makes sense, right? If you're a company and you're trying to give lending, this is why people, most of you guys don't even know what business credit is. You're like, I don't even know how to get business credit. But you don't know the power of business credit because they are going to lend higher credit cards, higher loans, right? Try to go get a big loan for a couple $100,000 on personal. It's very difficult. Very difficult. Even myself, you know, if I walk into a bank, they may give me 50 to 70, right? But on a business, I can get a line of credit for hundreds of thousands. Okay, so businesses, for your benefit, are going to lend higher. But you guys got to get the process started. So today we're going to talk about how to actually get the process started through the state, show you how simple it is, what you need to have on your credit report. This is going to be a game changer for you, okay? So let's talk about the 3 loans. You have the SBA loan. Now, the SBA loan typically is very difficult to get. Not saying it's impossible, but it is certainly one that requires a higher credit score and more aged business. Something with a brand new business, probably not going to be an SBA loan. And the second one is called a business loan, okay? Just a regular business loan. Now, regular business loan can be anywhere from $3,000 all the way up to $100,000 or higher, okay? But that's the most popular. And then the third type of loan is called your equipment loan. An equipment loan basically is exactly what it is. It's collateralized by some of the equipment that you may already have. So you're brand new to a business and you need computers, you need desks, okay, for your business. That would be what they call a equipment loan. Or maybe you need, like, you need a tractor trailer, or maybe you need a ride-on lawnmower. These are equipment-based loans. Generally speaking, you want to be at about a 625 credit score to be able to get an equipment loan. A regular business loan, the second one we spoke about, is generally 650 or higher, okay? So you know the 3 requirements. The SBA is typically 700 or higher, okay? So SBA, bank loan, number 2, and then equipment loan. There's multiple different loans and different structures, but those are the 3 most common, Okay, so that way you guys can kind of figure out which one you want to go with, okay? Let's talk about the difference in credit monitoring between the both, right? You guys know on the personal side, we have Equifax, we have TransUnion, we have Experian. We also have the two bureaus that are behind the scenes that a lot of you guys may or may not even have heard of, called ARS and SageStream. Okay, they're the quiet bureaus behind, right? You have the LexisNexis for the public records. But on the business side of things, there's no TransUnion, okay? So you have the small business Equifax, you have the small business Experian, you have the SBFE, and then you have the largest of all, which is called Dun & Bradstreet, okay? And what Dun & Brad does is because it's the largest credit system for businesses, what they do is they give you what they call a PAYDEX score. And the way business credit works is you want to be between, well, you don't want to be between, but it gives you between 0 and 100. That's kind of how they rate you. Okay, so on the personal side, you know that 850 is the highest, right? 250 to 850 on your personal credit. The higher you are, obviously, the better. In business, it goes from 0 to 100. It is known as the PAYDEX. Okay, so anything over 80 is where you want to be. Now, here's the cool thing. The way it rates is, on a business side of things, is how likely you are to make your payments on time. That's how they score you. Okay, so if you're very likely to make your payments every single month on time, you're going to have a higher PAYDEX. If you're slow to make your payments to your business credit cards and loans, it is going to be a lower score. So you want to make sure that you guys can pull a NAV, it's nav.com, nav.com will be able to give you your business credit. So maybe you have a business right now and you're like, I want to check my business credit. You guys can go to nav.com and be able to pull a report and see what's on your current credit situation for your business, okay? But we have the SBFE, which is a small business financial exchange, the small business Equifax, small business Experian, and then the Dun & Brad. That's the business side of things, okay? Now, one of the really cool things I want to share with you today is that the difference between the personal side and the business side, although the business side is going to lend higher, right? Because it's a business, you're going to get higher limit credit cards, you're going to get higher limit loans, higher limit line of credit than you would on the personal. They are still going to pull your personal. We're going to talk about that in a minute, what needs to be on your business and your personal to be able to get funding, okay? So don't think that, look, just because I have a 640 credit score, I'm going to go out and just conquer the world and start getting hundreds of thousands of dollars loan. That's a pipe dream. It's not going to happen. It's what's behind the 650 credit score or higher that you're going to be able to get approved. So don't think that I can just add one trade line and the next thing you know, you're out getting funding. It doesn't work that way, okay? So I want to make sure that we're very clear up front that your expectations are met, which is why I come to you. This is why I bring the credit game to you. Because the people think, you know, I've had a credit repair done, or I don't have a whole lot of negatives. I put one trade line on. I'm at a 690. I should be able to just go out and conquer the world with a bunch of, you know, $100,000 line of credit. And that's not going to happen. You have to know what to structure your business to look like so that way you can get funding. All right. So the first thing we want to do is, and this is where most people get stuck because they don't know what they're doing. Here in the state of Florida, we have what they call sunbiz.org. Okay. If you're not in the state of Florida and you're watching me and you're in a different state, then you're going to go to your local, just type in, want to start a business in, and put your state. Okay. And they're going to give you what your company is. Ours is sunbiz.org. Okay. What you're going to do when you file, it's going to say open up a new corporation. Now, this is very simple. I'm going to walk you through it. Literally, this whole process takes less than 10 minutes. People think it's so complicated. It's very complicated to open up a business account. No, it takes 5 minutes. Okay. So once you guys look, okay, what you're going to do is you're going to go to open business in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay. We'll open business in Georgia. And they're going to show you where you're going to file. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to file. Now, when you're starting a business, it's going to ask you for the name, okay? So what you want to do first before you put in the name is you need to think about a name, whether that's, you know, Johnny's Trucking Service, LLC. And the reason I'm going to tell you about an LLC versus an S Corp or a C Corp is going to be more protection for you guys initially, okay? So we're going to go with LLC. So create a name, and then you can check it right there to see if somebody else has it. So type in Johnny's Trucking Company, LLC. Okay. You can put in Extreme Credit Repair, LLC. You can put in business, funding, whatever. Guys, make up a name, and it'll say right there when you put it in there, it's going to say it's already used or not. Okay? So as you go down, this is how simple it is. Think of a name, go to the site, put it in. If it's available, it'll let you know, and you can start creating your company. Now, this is going to cost you a little bit of money because there's a little bit of fee for the state. Ours here in Florida is $137. So what the process is this. Once you get the name in there, it's going to ask you some basic information, okay, about you, okay? And then once you're finished, it's going to be file articles of organization. Now, that automatically comes to your email. It takes about 7 days, okay? So you go in there, you put your name in there, your information. It's going to ask you for the registered agent. Most people get hung up on this one. This is simple, guys. Use you as a registered agent unless you want to use an attorney. Okay, if you have an attorney, you can use your registered agent as them. If not, just use you as your registered agent. All that is where the mail is going to. Okay, who's going to register and basically accept the mail for the company. So go through it really simply. Put the company name in there. Put your information in there. Put your address in there. The registered agent's going to be you. Go to the bottom, hit submit. Then it's going to pull up a payment thing, and it's going to say, hey, how do you want to pay? Here in the state of Florida, it's $137. Each state's a little bit different, but right around $100, okay? Now, you wait about 7 days, and then what'll happen is you'll get an email that's going to come into your inbox, and it's going to say, articles of organization filed, okay? It's digital now. They used to mail it to you. Now it's digital. So, take that, articles of organization, march down to the bank, okay? But let me tell you what to do before that. While you're waiting that 7 days for them to file the articles of organization and send to your email, you're going to go to irs.gov and you're going to apply for a free EIN, Employer Identification Number. That is basically your social for your business. It's SSN for personal, EIN for business. So you're going to get this, go to irs.gov, go get your business social, okay, also known as the EIN, and that'll be within the 7 days while you're waiting. The biggest thing is nobody starts this. That's how simple this is. Go there, get your business set up, do an LLC. So LLC, Limited Liability Corporation, okay, whereas an S Corp is the S Corporation or C Corporation generally are better for tax purposes, slightly better. Whereas the LLC protects you more for liabilities against, lawsuits and so forth. Okay, so I always go with an LLC initially, and then sometimes I convert those over to like to an S corp. I've never done any C corps. Okay, so I'm just giving you guys. This is how simple it is. The whole process takes about 10 minutes to set up, and then you're just in a waiting game for about a week for them to send you articles of organization. As soon as you get that in your email, go to the bank. Tell them, hey, I want to open up a business checking account. They're going to say, do you have your articles of organization? You're going to say, yes, it's right here in my email. Okay, they're going to say, do you have your EIN number? Yes, it's right here in my email, right? Because when you apply for your EIN number, you get it right there. That process takes 10 minutes. IRS.gov, EIN number, it's going to ask for your company name, your personal information, and then it'll generate you a 9-digit number that will be for your business, okay? So now we go down, we open up a bank account. So now we have a business checking account. Now we're moving forward, okay? This is going to be seasoning, okay? Now, what we don't want to do is put the cart before the horse, meaning just because we have a business open now, our credit cannot be shit, right? We cannot have a 500 credit score and expect that we are going to, because remember I told you, they are going to pull, especially a brand new company, they're going to pull your social. So if you have a 500 credit score, 550, 600, 620, 640, probably not going to get most business credit card or loans. You might get the equipment loan, okay? But there's a few things that you can't have. So here's the tips. Tip number one, your utilization has to be under 30% on your personal, okay? Generally, if your cards are maxed out, because they're pulling that, it's going to be unlikely that you start getting higher limit cards and loans for your business if your personal credit has high utilization. So check your overall utilization. You can lower that. I'm going to show you how to do that in a second, synthetically without actually paying off all the cards, okay? Number 2, if you have a late payment, as long as that late payment is under 4 years, it needs to come off. Generally speaking, the way business works is this: 4 years or older for a late payment, disregard. Meaning, don't even worry about it. It's not affecting you. It's not going to affect you getting a loan or a credit card if the late payment is older than 4 years. Same thing with collection and charge-offs on your personal. Older than 4 years, I'm not concerned about those. As time goes on, the strength, the part that holds you down, kind of diminishes. So your late payments, your collection and charge-off, if they're older than 4 years, okay, then don't worry about it. You can still get business credit cards. You can still get loans, okay? So that's a little trick of the trade there you guys need to know. All right. Now, here's one thing we're going to talk about, because I think that you need to know that you can't just have no positive accounts. The perfect blend to get this process started, okay, is you need to have a mixture of revolving accounts. I'm going to recommend 2 primaries and probably 2 to 3 authorized users. Okay, you can flip that as well with 3 primaries and 2 AUs, but I want a total of 5 accounts. Okay, so let's look at authorized user for a second. Remember, we have FICO coming up. We do not want something that's less than 2 years. If you're going to get authorized user accounts, please do not get anything less than 2 years, because it will not be impactful. And with FICO coming out, especially with you guys trying to get a loan and credit cards, it's going to be very difficult because they're going to be able to see back the 2 years. Okay, so authorized users, I want over 5,000 credit limit, and I want older than 2 years. You're going to pick 2 of those. The older the card and the higher the limit, the better impact it's going to make to your personal credit score, which ultimately is going to help you get higher business credit cards. Okay, so if you can put a 20K on with 6-7 years old on an authorized user, awesome job, because boom, now that's your high credit 20K. So when you apply for business, now you have a higher limit, okay? So I want a mixture. If you've got collections that are under 4 years, if you've got late payments that are under 4 years, if your utilization is over 30%, okay, I still want you to do what I talked about. Get the process started with opening up a business account. That part has to season anyway. Again, it's a 10-minute process, so you guys can do that, okay? But we need to work on the personal side, because without the personal side, it's putting a cart before the horse, and then the cart's going to ram up the cart, and it's going to be no use, okay? If you can picture that, right? You got a cart, and then you have a horse behind it. It's not going to do very well, right? Be the other way around would be good, so it can pull the cart, okay? Just so you guys had the visualization on that. Cart before horse does not work, but I still want you to open a business account. I still want you to open up the business. Use exactly what I just shared with you. Go back to this video 100 times if you need to, and just follow those quick steps. Get online, start opening up the account, use the steps I just told you. Then, okay, we need to look at our personal credit. And then we need to say, okay, cool. I'm under a 675 credit score. I've got late payments that are under 4 years. I've got collection charge-offs that are under 4 years. Mike, I need help. Okay, so here's what I did. What I just shared with you is a tip of the iceberg of my program called our Bachelors. Okay, I run through this exactly step by step with videos, show you exactly how to do it. This is the business credit. I also show you some of the what I did. This is how I built my business. Remember that this credit game was not for you guys. It was for me. I've opened up 7 companies to date. I have 7 companies, multiple 7-figure companies and 1 8-figure company. Okay. I know how to build business credit. I know exactly what's needed to be on there. When I built this for me, now it's just me time to share it with you guys, because it wasn't meant for you. I built it and I said, okay, cool. This is what needs to happen. And as I'm going through it, I'm documenting this stuff. And now I just happen to share it with you. So the Bachelor program comes with our associates, okay? And it comes with all the business side. And I give you access to my business funder as well, okay? So that way, once this process is ready, you have a funding source set up that I've been using for the last 7 years. He's absolutely phenomenal. So I'm going to give you the access to that. I'm going to give you access to Tradelines. And I don't mean just Tradelines, I mean access to 75% off competitor prices Tradelines. Not 5% off, not 10% off, up to 75% off of personal Tradeline, so you can get your personal add to Tradeline so we can start getting business credit, okay? Also, if you have collections that are under 4 years, late payments that are under 4 years, if you have charge-offs that are under 4 years, those need to be removed. So what I'm gonna do for you guys as well is you're gonna have access to my VIP vendor, the fastest credit repair agent in the world. In my opinion, there's nobody faster. I've never seen anybody faster. I've been in the credit industry for the last decade. I know credit like my child's name. There is literally, you won't find somebody that does it faster. So I'm gonna give you guys that today, and you're getting all the business credit. I even show you how to put your net 30s on, your net 60s on. I show you what trade lines to get on your business. I mean, I give you the whole spectrum. Follow it step by step, watch short little videos, and just follow the steps. I literally just give you like a roadmap, and I'm like, here it is. Here's exactly how you build business credit. Okay, so you need that, but we gotta get the process started with starting the company. Okay, 10-minute process. You guys can do that tomorrow. And then we need to look at our personal credit and say, hey, okay, here's where we're at. I'm under 4 years with a collection. I'm under 4 years with late payments. And you guys need to get that part started. So what I'm doing for you guys today, I'm gonna help you guys out. I want every program off today. I told the team today, anybody who calls in today gets $500 off to help you guys out. Okay, that's my thanks of you being part of the subscribers. That's my thanks of you being part of my team. I want to help you be successful. I don't want to be successful myself. I want to bring everybody up to be successful with me, okay? So I want you to have a company that starts getting credit cards, that starts having multiple lines of credit, okay? Because when you see the difference, let me share the difference with you. Here's a really cool thing. When you get a late payment on your personal credit, it shows up on day 31. Okay, you could be late. If you have a late payment, like say, your payment's due on the 15th and you paid on the 20th, you might get hit with like a little $30 fee, but it's not gonna report to the credit bureaus, okay? Until you get to day 31. With business, it's 260 days. 260 days before they report it as negative. So that's the difference. You have a lot of leeway with business. Not only do you get higher limits, higher credit cards, higher lines of credit, but they give you 260 days if you have basically. So if you get 30 days late on a business, it's not gonna report. Literally won't report for half a year. So that's what's really cool about the business side of things, right? It's leveraging, and we need to get your personal fixed, because I guarantee you, if I can't get approved for business credit cards and lines of credit because my business is not strong enough to be what they call a standalone, then you're more than likely probably not either. They're gonna go off of your personal credit, which they do mine. Let's get that personal fix. Call me. I'm gonna give you $500 off today. For the first 5 callers that come in are getting $500 off. Just say, hey, I watched Mike's YouTube. I want the $500 discount. You guys will get my bachelor program so you can start building business credit. And you watch. You'll look back and you'll thank me later how important this video was and how much I helped you. Because when you get business credit, it's completely different than person. You'll be able to leverage so much more and get higher limits. And I'll show you how to do that inside the bachelor's as well. The elite credit repairs on the house today, and the discount on the trade lines with any of my programs, and I'm giving you $500 off the program. So get the help you need. Let's get it fixed, and let's get you some business credit. This is how you build business credit. 904-420-7772. If you want the help, they're out there waiting for you right now. First 5 callers are getting a discount. I'll talk to you in a few minutes. Mike from The Credit Game.